Before humans became hunters, we were hunted. For millions of years, our ancestors' bodies were not weapons. They were soft meat in a world of claws, teeth, and night vision. A small group moves through the dusk. Children stay in the middle. Adults watch the grass. Somewhere beyond the trees, a leopard waits without making a sound. No one walks alone. No one trusts the dark. Because in this world, silence is not empty. Silence has teeth. And yet, this fragile animal survived. Not by growing claws, not by becoming stronger than the animals that hunted it. It survived by noticing, remembering, and warning the others. Fear did not make us weak. It taught us how to survive. Today we live as if the wild has been pushed away. We sleep behind doors. We flood the night with electric light. We watch dangerous animals from behind glass, on screens, in places built to keep them separate from us. Still, the body remembers older rules. Walk through a dark hallway and hear a sound behind you. Your shoulders tighten before you think. Your breath becomes quiet. Your eyes search the corners. For 1 second, the modern world becomes older. That is the paradox. Humans eventually became the animal other animals learned to fear. But the predator still carries the reflexes of prey. Beneath language and reason, an older signal remains. Listen, look, stay close. The story of human evolution is often told as a story of hunters. Our ancestors stood upright. They made stone tools. They tracked animals across open ground. They cut meat, controlled fire, and slowly became more dangerous. That story is true. It is also incomplete. Human intelligence was not shaped only by hunting. It may also have been shaped by being hunted. Before humans learned to track prey, they had to recognize predators. Before they became masters of the wild, they had to survive inside it. In this story, human reaches deeper than Homo sapiens, into early humans and hominin relatives still learning how to survive in a world that could kill them. Fear did not make us human alone, but it may have helped shape the attention, memory, and cooperation that made humanity possible. Fear was not only a feeling, it became a way of reading the world. It taught the group to protect children, read signs, sleep close together, and remember where others had died. A predator could kill one body. If the group remembered, that loss could change the next journey. The human mind was not shaped in safety, it was shaped under pressure, and some of that pressure had eyes in the dark. A prey animal survives by noticing a threat before it arrives. For early humans and their hominin relatives, the landscape was never empty. It was full of signs. A broken branch could be nothing, or it could be a warning. A smell near a carcass could mean food, or a predator still close. Birds going silent could change the direction of the group. Mud beside water could hold the track of something waiting nearby. The world had to be read, not as scenery, as information. Fear sharpened attention. It made the eyes search for patterns. It made the ears separate wind from movement. It made the body react before the mind had time to explain. That kind of attention was not abstract. It was practical. It was physical. It could mean the difference between a living child and a missing one. The pressure did not stop at the individual. It shaped the group. One human alone was vulnerable. One body could not fight a leopard in the trees, outrun a big cat across open ground, or wrestle a crocodile at the river's edge. A group was different. A group had many eyes, many ears, and many memories. One watched the trees. Another watched the ground. One carried a child. Another held a stone. One heard a warning call, and the whole group turned before danger arrived. Predators made isolation dangerous. They made communication valuable. They pushed humans closer together. A sound, a gesture, a sudden stop. These could become tools of survival. A warning did not need to be complex. It needed to be understood. It needed to move through the group faster than teeth. Then fire changed the border of the night. Fire did not make early humans invincible. It did not erase predators from the dark, but it created a line where no line had existed before. Inside the light, the group could gather. They could warm their bodies, cook food, see faces, watch children, and sleep with a little more safety. Outside the circle, the dark remained alive. Fire did not end fear. It gave fear a border. Around fire, groups could hold danger in common. A predator seen by one person could become knowledge for many. Before monsters, there were real animals in the dark. But this is not only a story about fear. Some of it is written in bone. At ancient fossil sites in Africa, including Swartkrans in South Africa, researchers have found hominin remains with damage linked to carnivores. Some skull fragments and bones carry marks that have been interpreted as tooth damage from large predators. Not every mark can tell us exactly what happened. Some may come from predation. Some may come from scavenging after death. The ancient world rarely gives us a clean story. The larger message is clear. Early humans and their relatives were inside the food web. They were not watching nature from the outside. They were part of it. A skull does not scream, but it can still testify. A few holes in bone, the spacing of teeth, a predator's signature left long after the body is gone. To a leopard, a young hominin was not a future toolmaker, not a symbol of intelligence, not the beginning of civilization. It was meat. Before humans could turn animals into symbols, animals could turn humans into bones. Danger did not only come from the grass. Sometimes it came from above. The Tong child, one of the most famous young hominin fossils ever found, has often been interpreted as a possible victim of a large bird of prey. A child in the ancient world was not safe simply because the ground was quiet. A shadow crossing the sun could also be a warning. The most dangerous places were often the most necessary: riverbanks, carcasses, and the edge of night. Water was life, but a riverbank could also be a trap. A crocodile did not need to chase across open ground. It only had to wait where thirst made animals careless. Imagine a small group approaching a river. The day is hot. The children want to move quickly. The adults slow down. They scan the bank. They look for slide marks in the mud. They listen for sudden splashes. They watch the surface, because water can look peaceful while death is holding still beneath it. The river gives life, but life has teeth beneath the surface. Meat carried the same contradiction. A carcass could feed the group, but it could also call lions, hyenas, vultures, and other scavengers back to the same place. The smell of death brought many mouths. For early humans, taking meat meant stepping into a world already claimed by predators. Was the killer gone? Would it return? Could the group cut fast enough? Were the tools sharp enough? Was someone watching the horizon? This was not simple courage, it was calculation. A soft-bodied primate stood near the leftovers of stronger killers and learned how to take value from danger. Stone tools opened flesh. Hands carried pieces away. Eyes watched for movement. Memory kept track of what happened last time. The prey animal did not stop being afraid. It learned to use fear as strategy. Over time, the prey began to change, not in one clean, heroic leap, and not because the body suddenly became powerful. The human line did not grow armor, claws, or a killing bite. It changed by carrying danger forward. A place where someone vanished became a place to avoid. A riverbank became a warning. A sound in the grass became a rule. The groups that survived were not always the strongest. They were the ones that turned danger into shared knowledge. Do not go there at dusk. Do not drink where the mud is broken. Keep the child close. Survival was becoming culture. Animals became more than threats. A leopard became the meaning of silence in a tree. A crocodile became the danger hidden inside necessary water. A hyena became a sound that told the group what the night was doing. And memory is where biology begins to become myth, but survival left a shadow. The same sensitivity that helped our ancestors live can still search for danger where none exists. A shape in darkness, a sound behind us. The body reacts before the mind explains. Even a child's fear of the dark may be older than the room around them. There is one detail that makes this more than a story of predators and prey. A bone marked by teeth is not only a record of feeding, it is the kind of loss a group would have had to carry. Someone was gone, perhaps near water, perhaps at dusk, perhaps only a few steps from safety. We cannot know the face, the name, or the voice, but we can understand the human meaning. The next time the group reached a riverbank, a child was held closer, a route changed, a warning survived. That is where fear becomes care. A predator kills one body. Memory protects the living. Tonight, when the room goes dark, a small sound may make your body stop before your mind understands why. Most nights, there is nothing there. But your body was shaped by ancestors who survived because they listened before they knew. They held children close. They watched the water. They remembered where others did not return. So when your heart tightens at a sound in the night, it is not only panic, it is an echo. An old intelligence moving through a modern body. Before we were hunters, we were hunted. Before we ruled the night, we gathered at the edge of fire and watched it. And somewhere inside us, that watcher is still awake. The prey did not disappear. It learned to remember.